Hi, readers. Welcome back. I'm Miss Maxella, and I teach third grade at Manor Elementary. Today, we are going to be digging into lesson 2, which is reading as if books are gold. I even have a little bit of gold right here to get in the spirit because books should always be read as if they're gold. And I'm going to teach you a couple of different ways that you can read as if books are gold and build your life as a reader. So, today I want to teach you that readers choose their relationship towards reading. Readers can decide whether to read like curmudgeons, or readers can choose to read as if books are gold. So, if that's a really positive expression, I would say, when we're talking about books. If we say something is like gold, right? It's very valuable. We really value it. We love it. It is like, oh my gosh, I love books. I love reading. And I'm going to give you some tips today about how you can read as if books are gold. So let's start off by digging into what is a curmudgeon. Do you know what a curmudgeon is? Well, a curmudgeon is a cranky person. So if you'll see in my little Bitmoji here, I'm flipping over a table because I'm having a really bad day, and it's just like a really cranky, aggravated, mean mood. So think about people, or even yourself, because this happens to everybody. But think about if you're in a mood like that and you're kind of being like a curmudgeon. I want you to think about how your voice will sound. So just kind of think about that for a second. So there's times when we read, and I've seen this happen a lot, we may get frustrated or even bored. Sometimes people get tired and then they kind of blame it on being bored. Um, and then that's kind of how you act like a curmudgeon. It's normal. We've all been there. We've all done it. But the thing is that there are some people that are curmudgeons every time they sit down to read. And here's the thing. You can't build a reading life if you are a curmudgeon about reading. You just can't. Reading should be exciting and fun, and you should get really pumped up, and you're just getting ready to dig into a really awesome book or a series. And when we feel already like a curmudgeon, that's really gonna damper our mood and bring us down, and we're not going to be really excited about reading. So, looking at our anchor chart, you are probably familiar with these post-it notes, sticky notes, because in class we usually would put those on a anchor chart. So, our title for our chart is to make reading the best it can be. I will, and then we have different strategies to make our reading the best it can be. So, we have find a good reading spot. We talked about that in the last lesson. Talk about books. Well, if you never talk about books, how are you going to get the word out and spread the word of all these amazing stories that you're reading? You should be able to share those with people. Choose books I love. Oh my goodness. If you find a book that you love, keep reading those. If it's a series, keep reading all of them. And then you can find other similar series too. And then our strategy today is read books like they're gold. And I'm going to move this a little bit so you can see that little piece of gold right there? It's shiny. So think of your books as a shiny, beautiful, sparkling, valuable possession. Okay. So I want you to listen to me as I read this next passage. It's on the next slide, like a curmudgeon. Then I want you to pause the video and practice reading like a curmudgeon with a reading partner too. But you have a choice, okay? When we're doing this, we have a choice. You can choose to read the book like it's gold. So we're probably going to practice that too. First, we are going to read like a curmudgeon just to practice it because, like I said, we've all been there and we've all had kind of those bad days where we've read like that. So let's get started. And with your partner, okay, you might be at school, maybe you're at home, Maybe you're just going to read to a stuffed animal. Maybe you have a sibling or a cousin or a grandparent or anybody that's with you that you could read to. Okay, so this is a passage from Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. And if you have not read this book, I definitely recommend it. It is such a great book to talk about kindness, and it has a very, very positive message within the story. Okay, come on. I don't know why. All right. So I'm going to first read like a curmudgeon, and then I want you to do that too after you kind of hear how my voice sounds. So I'm going to get into character. I'm having a bad day. I'm just feeling kind of blah. I'm just tired and I'm bored. That winter, snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. One morning, as we settled into our seats, the classroom door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her, and she said to us, "This is Maya." Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We all stared at her. Her coat was open, and the clothes beneath it looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for snow. A strap on one of them had broken. Whew! Did you guys notice how I read like a curmudgeon? I want you to give me a thumbs up if you thought that sounded good, or give me a thumbs down if you thought that sounded pretty bad and pretty negative. If you had put your thumbs down, you are right. I sounded negative. I sounded bored, tired, just not into it at all. And that is what it sounds like reading like a curmudgeon. Now I want you to pause the video right here and practice yourself. Okay, so now I hope that you had a chance to practice reading like a curmudgeon. Now I'm going to choose to read as if this book is like gold. Okay, that means I'm in a good mood. And if I'm not in a good mood, I'm choosing to read in a very nice way, a positive way, a way that makes me feel good and happy, and treating like my books like they're gold. And I'm really going to focus on that expression and reading like a storyteller, okay? That winter, snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. One morning, as we settled into our seats, the classroom door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her, and she said to us, "This is Maya." Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We all stared at her. Her coat was open, and the clothes beneath it looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for snow. A strap on one of them had broken. Okay, you see the difference between reading like a curmudgeon and reading like a storyteller, or reading as if books are gold? There's a big difference. And I hope that now you can also practice reading in your amazing storytelling voice. So pause this right here, pause, and I want you to practice reading in your amazing storyteller voice. Go. All right, next, just a little tip for you. When you read a book like it's gold, you aren't just reading with expression. You are being open to the story. You are letting whatever happens to the characters happen to you too. That is one of the best ways to make reading the best it can be. And trust me, I know from experience, even not just with my students, but with myself. When I'm in a mood and I'm feeling kind of blah, I realize that I'm not doing my best reading and I'm really not getting everything that I can get out of that story. So I challenge you to read your books today and really read them like they're gold. Open your mind to that amazing world that you're about to dig into. So, with that being said, of course, your materials today are only going to be your reader's notebook right here. And you'll see up here our little light bulb that says on your own, which means that you're doing it with your own book. And I want you, after you read today, the question says, what did you do today to make reading a special time? So you're going to type in here a few different things that you did to make reading a special time. Did you read like a storyteller or read as if books are like gold? Did you find a really great spot to read in today? Did you find an awesome book that you're interested in? There's so many different things that you could write about. And I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. And I'm sure your teacher is very excited too. There are also going to be a few stop and jot notes right here. If you wanted to put any more little notes that you learned or little things that you learned from your book today, that you would like to come back to and remember when you continue reading on the next day. So whenever normally we would write little Post-it notes in class and stick them inside our books, well, we have these digital Post-it notes so that we can come back. We're never going to lose the Post-it note and it's here for us. All right. Happy reading. I can't wait to see you guys.